so we are now recording. I will hand it over to you, Chrissy, to kick it off.
Well, thank you. I want to welcome everybody here. I want to acknowledge everyone that has tuned in tonight, whether you're tuning in to learn more about wellness and nutrition or learn more about Isagenix, or if you're just here to support one of us that are hosting this lovely webinar. We greatly appreciate your time taking out of your busy schedule, because we know we live busy schedules. My name is Chrissy. I'm a mother of a 2-year-old. Her name is Sophia, and she's going to turn 3 in June. And when I was first introduced to Isagenix, I was at the GI doctor actually having some burning sensation in my throat, and the GI recommended to go on a more alkaline-based diet, and then she also brought up Isagenix. There was 2 things that drew me to Isagenix. The one was the possibility of helping me with those symptoms, and then also the weight loss. Even though I had no weight to lose, but I had a wedding in 6 months, and who wouldn't want to lose weight and look great for their wedding, right? So in the beginning, I was probably like a lot of you out there. I was very skeptic. I had tried a lot of different things with little to no results, or sometimes bad side effects. But then I started to think, what if? What if this could change my life like so many? But then I got into all of my excuses. I don't have time, I don't have money, and I definitely don't know if I can do the whole not eating thing. I absolutely love my food. Do not take my food away from me. You know what I mean, right? So reluctantly, I actually tried it out. Absolutely loved it. It helped me with my side effects I was having, and I also used it to enhance my athletic performance. Then I got pregnant, had Sophia, and Sophia was having some issues nursing, and so the pediatrician recommended me go on a dairy-free diet. So I almost gave up Isagenix at that point. When Sophia turned 2 years old, I had one of those moments where I was in the bathroom, looking at myself in the mirror, about to cry hard, and cry really hard. I was stressed, very fatigued, and I had a muffin top, which I've never had in my whole entire life. The thoughts that were going through my head scared the heck out of me, and I knew I had to change, and I had to change soon or now, because things were going to get worse if I was going to continue down this path and continue to play the woe is me game. So I let Isagenix back in my life, and within 2 weeks, it was amazing the clarity that I had, mental clarity that I had. I was more creative. I was wittier in my comebacks, and I had finally lost 4 stubborn pounds. So before I turn it over to Wendy, I ask one thing: don't overanalyze this, but do pay attention to how Isagenix could bridge that gap for you and help you lose the weight, gain more energy, sleep more, or even put a little extra money in your. So with further ado, I'd like to pass it off to Wendy. Miss Wendy, take it away.
Hi, ladies. Thank you so much for joining us all. If you guys missed earlier on, I'm in my lovely car right now. I had to drop my parents off at the airport and couldn't quite make it home before this was going to start. So wanted to tell you a little bit about why I had started using Isagenix, and then kind of go through a brief overview of what the products can really do for you. So I had started the products about a year ago. I've known Lindsay for a very long time, and she's been doing it for about 6 years. So I had seen her journey with it, but had been really reluctant to start. So I had my two babies by that point. My oldest just turned 7 yesterday, and then I have a 3.5-year-old. A year ago, I had already been working out for about a year, was really exhausted, it wasn't making that change that I hoped that working out really would. And I realized that I needed to change something. I had to change something because I wanted different results. So Lindsay and I talked, and we started, and somehow miraculously my husband started with me, and he was the biggest skeptic of all. So for us, it really gave me my energy back, so that I could spend time playing with my kids after a busy day. And I wasn't quite so cranky, or I wasn't cranky. I was quite a bit crankier before I started using Isogenics. I would be brushing my teeth with my kids so that I could go to bed as soon as they were in bed. So my husband really saw some great results, and he's not a great sleeper. So he was starting to get better sleep just because he had that enhanced nutrition. So those are a couple of the things about how it's really helped for us. So to just briefly address the products, I wanted to share that it really helps in dealing with 3 main things. Regardless of how healthy someone looks from the outside, they may be very unhealthy on the inside. So one of the first things that it helps with is nutritional deficiency. It's very difficult for us to get all of the nutrients that we need throughout a day from just food alone. Even healthy food isn't as full of the nutrition that it used to be 50, 60 years ago. So no wonder we're all feeling depleted and tired and crabby. The second is toxicity. We live in a very toxic world. Every time we take a bite of food, we drink water, we breathe the air, we're taking toxins into our bodies and don't even recognize or know how to break those down. So making it very hard to lose those last stubborn pounds like the ones that Chrissy was able to release. And then the last that it really helps with is stress. There is a magical, I refer to it as a magical serum that I take in the morning that really helps to be able to handle stress throughout the day. So I don't have those major blow-ups when something happens. I can take it much more in stride. So that nutrition really makes a big difference in being able to handle stress. So the Isogenics are designed to address those 3 different areas, and they're completely customizable so that they can fit your goals, your lifestyles. They're all natural, non-GMO. There are dairy-free options if that's something that you need to go with, like Chrissy had mentioned. And then on top of that, they're very convenient. The shakes and the snacks and the meal replacements take so much less time than preparing a meal, and you don't have to second guess if you're getting all the nutrition that you need. So it's been a real blessing in our lives, and it might be one for you as well. So thank you so much for your time. I wanted to pass it over to Lindsay. She's going to address the business opportunity if you would like to take that route. Thank you.
Oh, I hit mute on Wendy a little too soon. I cut you off there when you were saying thank you. But you both captured it really so well, and I think I'll chime in and share just kind of what this has looked like for me as far as a product solution for my health, because I really fit the category of pre-motherhood. I know that this was really a conversation designed for you who are mothers or expectant mothers, and I really looked at this as the perfect way to get my body ready for that phase of my life. And then I'll share just a little bit about also the income opportunity, which a lot of families and moms are using as a way to add extra income to their family's bottom line while being able to, if they so choose, stay home and be full-time mom, as well as contributing to their family's finances. So that's something that I'm really passionate about, just sharing with people that is an opportunity as well. But 6 years ago, like Chrissy mentioned, this has been 6 years for me, and I really was that girl who thought I was doing everything right. In fact, I was quite a snot when my now husband suggested that we give the program a try. I thought I knew everything. I thought that he was crazy for wanting to try it, that I didn't need anything other than eating clean and exercising. But I couldn't deny that when he didn't listen to my advice, ladies, I don't know if you have husbands who don't listen to your advice, he jumped in, tried the program, and within about 10 days, it was clear that he was feeling something different. And, I picked it apart. I did my research. I looked into the science, and I literally just couldn't find anything that was wrong with it, nothing that didn't match up with my own personal philosophy on nutrition. So I thought, you know what do I have to lose? This isn't going to make me less healthy. Why don't I give it a try? didn't hurt that, like Chrissy was mentioning, I was getting ready for my wedding at the time, and I was not about to let him look better than me on that day. So I think, I saw only an upside, and I gave the 30-day cleansing program a try. And in the first 3 weeks, my world was rocked. I was the girl who was already eating clean, a couple small meals a day, 4 to 5 small meals a day, working out, lifting weights. And all I did was add in this really high quality nutrition, filling in the gaps of what my body wasn't getting, helping my body to process through the junk that we're just exposed to on a daily basis. And like Wendy so beautifully mentioned that the solution that helps the body better deal with stress. And I remember there was a day, it was about 3 weeks in, and I looked at Elliot, I looked at my husband, and I said, I don't know what is happening. I may have swallowed a rainbow. Where is all this energy coming from? I had just never experienced that. And I think so many of us walk around and we don't realize that the way we're feeling, which we feel is our normal, it's our set point, that there's actually something, 2, 3, 4 levels beyond that, a new normal, if you will, that is so much more healthy and vibrant and energetic than what we're experiencing now. And a lot of that does play into nutrition. So now I've gone on and I've incorporated the solutions for, over 6 years. And I'm in my 30s, and I truly look and feel better than I did in my 20s. And I do know that now I'm setting my body up to have the healthiest pregnancy possible when we're ready to start our family. And on the other side, now transitioning just into the fourth solution that Isagenix offers, which is the wealth creation, adding additional income to your family's bottom line, if that's something you want to do. And I always am careful to set this up with people that, we have a lot of people who just love and use the Isagenix product. No one is ever obligated to share or want to do more with it. So if that's you and you really came here primarily to learn about the health solution, that is so great. And we are just really, really glad that you're here. But there's also a number of people that once they start feeling amazing, and ladies, we know how it is. When we see other women in our lives looking different, starting to, glow, have that vibrant energy that maybe was lacking before, we want to know what they're doing. So a lot of times I find that the sharing of Isagenix, passing on the gift of health, really happens kind of naturally. I think we're all wired that way, where we love to share products and services that we're passionate about. So just in case you accidentally end up referring it to someone, we always like to let people know what is available. So it really is truly that. It's something that's shared. I've been in sales before. This isn't sales, but it's really an opportunity to bless other people's lives and contribute the gift of health. So many of us are overworked. We're looking for solutions for our families. And this is just a really easy way to provide that solution that so many people are looking for. And we can be compensated for doing that, which is really kind of a cool thing, because I don't know about you, but I share things that I love all the time. And most of those companies do not compensate me for doing so. But whether you initially see this as a way to maybe just get your Isagenix products paid for, kind of like getting free groceries, or whether you want to do more, say, cover the biggest household expense. If you think about maybe your mortgage, your kids' school tuition, maybe a student loan you're still paying off, what would it look like if that amount were totally covered every single month? What would that allow your family to do? And we have women and men and families who are doing that every single day. And if that's something that you're curious to learn more about, we just invite you to connect with the person who invited you to this, and we'd love to share more about exactly what that looks like. But at the end of the day, it really is about paying this forward and just sharing something that has worked for you. The reasons for doing it are widespread. Every single individual kind of has their own reason for why they want to pay this forward. For me, initially, I shared I was getting ready for my wedding. I wanted to be able to offset those wedding expenses. Weddings are kind of expensive. And the other thing is I saw the long-term vision of, once we were ready to start a family, being able to create an income that I could, work from home, be full-time mom first, and also still be contributing to my family's budget. So I saw that bigger picture, even though I wasn't quite at the time, at the point where I was ready to start a family yet. And now, 6 years later, I have created that life. I'm blessed to be able to do Isagenix full time. I get to share this gift with people in my life and really support others who want to do the same. And we've set up our life so that when we start our family, we're able to have that freedom, that true freedom. But like I said, not everyone is looking for that. You may love your job. You may, really not be looking so much for that as much as just a solution to start to offset some of those big expenses in your life. So I'd love to have, both of you ladies share, what has you step out beyond just using the product for yourself and want to share it with others. So I'm going to, I'll throw it back to Chrissy first. Hold on, let me unmute you. Okay, there you go.
Thank you. I've actually been on the product for almost 7 years now, and I've just started to do the business side about a year ago in August. And that is because my husband decided to quit his job and go back to school. And I wanted a little extra income coming in to help pay some of the bills. And if I could pay, at least for my products, that was one bill that I continue on working on my health and wellness goals, which was very important to me. And very important to my family too. So that's why I'm doing it.
And Wendy, what about for you?
Well, for me, it was a couple of things. So growing up, my parents were always into real estate and had rental properties. And so it was a second source of income. So I wanted to find something along those lines. And we tried renting a property out before, and it didn't go so smoothly. So I was searching for something else to create almost a plan B, a backup, because I am in an industry that has its ups and downs. Right now we're on an up, but 5-6 years ago we were on a big down for a long, and coworkers lose their jobs. So I really just wanted to have a little bit of a plan B there. And currently we are wanting to go on and take our family on a Disney cruise. So that's my big motivation at this point, is to be able to look at my husband and say, we got it covered. Let's book it. So
I love that. And if you have room for one more, I will gladly come along.
Absolutely. Bring Elliot too.
We all know he's a big kid anyway. And what I love about that, and I think we would all agree, is that really what has us share this is we truly felt the difference for ourselves, and we don't want to be stingy. We want to share that with others. There's so many, women who are just doing it all, truly super moms, balancing life and family and career. And if we can help to take the nutrition, the guesswork out of the nutrition, how to feed your family and yourself first and foremost, some really, really great quality nutrients, then the other stuff you're able to do so much better. You're able to fulfill that role of mom and wife and career woman so much better if you are taking care of yourself. And so wherever you see yourself, we just truly, really invite you to connect with whoever it was that invited you to this call and learn more about the specific system that's going to fit your goals, your budget, your lifestyle. We really kind of breeze the surface because there are so many different solutions and it's truly individualized. Everything is customized to the person and the family. And I know we wanted to kind of bring this to a close tonight by talking a little bit about just in general, nutrition for your family. So it all starts, regardless of where you see yourself in, it starts by, getting yourself set up with the product solutions that are right for you. And one of the things that I'm really passionate about is talking not just about how it can benefit the individual, but how it can spill over to the entire family. Great nutrients for your kids, for everyone. We've got products for every age. And so since I'm not the one with children, I'm going to really pass it back to Chrissy and Wendy and have both of you just share, how has this impacted even your littles? How do you get them to, how are you making sure they get some great nutrition? How are you incorporating the products or just nutrition in general? How are you getting some good nutrients into their little bodies? So Chrissy, I'll have you share a little bit first.
Thank you. So if anyone knows me and anyone knows Sophia, She is a very picky eater. I think we're down to like 5 things she'll eat. And one of them is like sugar, candy canes, maple syrup, and more sugar. I call it the elf diet, pretty much. But so if you have a picky eater out there, my heart goes out to you, because I know how stressful and how frustrating meal times and snack times can be, trying to get your little one to eat healthy, let alone to get them to eat anything at all sometimes. When she started to become picky eater at 2, I actually started doing some research, and I got inspired by one author. Her name is Missy Chase LePan. I actually have her book here called The Sneaky Chef, which I highly recommend. She inspired me to start sneaking things into. I would puree a lot of sweet potatoes, carrots, a lot of different vegetables, and I actually would throw in some Isa Pro, which is just the whey, into regular meals like chicken nuggets, pancakes, and macaroni and cheese, and you can't tell the difference at all. And it has worked wonderfully. And I also use the Isa greens and the Isa fruits in her milk as a flavoring substitute instead of chocolate. And I call it either the swamp milk or the just strawberry milk, and she absolutely loves it. She also loves the Isoline bars. I cut them up in little pieces, and she thinks they're little pieces of chocolate, which it's fabulous that she's eating nutrition. And I know I can sit back and know that she's eating healthy, and it's without a fight, without an argument, or with any struggle whatsoever. And I know she's getting nutrition in her body instead of just sugar. So, yeah.
The elf diet. That sounds like a great plan to me. I love that so much. And I know, Wendy, you had some trouble in the early days getting your littles to eat breakfast. How have you incorporated, some of the products, or just gotten some good nutrition for them?
Yeah, breakfast was always a struggle for our oldest, the one that just turned 7 yesterday, Reagan. So when we started using the shakes about a year ago, we tried them all on her, and she loves that strawberry shake. So she would have a half a shake, or half a shake, essentially half of what I would eat, is the main that we would do for her. She would have some of the bars. I was laughing the other day because, like I mentioned, my parents were in town over the weekend, and over the weekend we had, I think I made 6 shakes for my husband, myself, my 2 kids, and my mom and dad. So instead of making pancakes and bacon and eggs and all of that, it took less than a minute to make a shake for each one of them. We could throw in fresh fruit and customize each one, and everybody was just cheersing in the morning with their shakes. It was a pretty funny sight to see.
And a lot less dishes, a lot less cleanup, I'm sure.
Absolutely. So yeah, so it really has. My dad just recently started using the system, and as well, so it's kind of crossed the generations in our household. I'm really excited that I'm able to feed them something nutritional that I know it's not just empty calories, especially before the little ones go off to school, so that their little brains can soak in all the goodness that they're getting at school. So.
Absolutely, and that makes such a difference in their ability to learn, especially once they get into that school age. I know a lot of parents send the Isoline bars in lunch boxes. There's various different snack items, and Chrissy covered it so well. There's some sneaky ways you can start to weave in that nutrition, even if what they're eating later in the day isn't so nutritious. You know that they're getting that foundation first thing in the morning or throughout the day, doing the best that you can. So before we wrap it up, ladies, any final comments, final words you want to share for everyone who's listening? And you're both unmuted, so you can either one.
I'll jump in. I just really want to say thank you for taking the time to look at this opportunity. It's been such a great change in my household, and I think that it would probably be in most of yours as well, if you would just open your minds to it a little bit.
Beautiful. What about from you, Chrissy? Any final words?
I just say ditto. You did it beautifully.
Well,
I was just gonna say, this is just an awesome product line, awesome nutrition. It has been a life for me, and it for you.
So well said. And you know, if this is something that you're interested in learning more about, this is actually a great week to give it a look. Not only you always have the money back guarantee. So I always share with people, you know, and give it 30 days. You really have nothing to lose. You get to try the whole thing. If you don't like it, if it's not a fit for you, you can return it for a full refund. You know, there's really nothing to lose. You get your health back or your money back at the end of the 30 days. Now this week through the 29th, Sunday evening at 9 p.m. Arizona time, Pacific time, there's also a free membership promotion. So what that means is you get a free wholesale membership to buy all the products at the same price that we do for an entire year. Gets you the best, absolute best price on the system, regardless of what your goal is. We would love to share more if that's something that you want to talk about. And like I said, find out more about what's going to fit your goals, your budget, and your lifestyle. But even if you're not ready, if you're just still kind of checking it out, I really encourage you to plug in. We have a phenomenal community on Facebook, a group that's called Stronger Together. If you may already be a part of that, but we give so much free, totally free information, general health knowledge, meal plans, recipes. We really just want to encourage people to live the healthiest life possible, whether or not they're incorporating the Isagenix systems. We do share a lot about Isagenix in that group as well. So it's a great place if you're not quite ready to, or not quite sure if it's for you, it's a great place just to learn more and see the types of results other people are getting, as well as hear tips from other parents who are getting their littles to eat more healthy and the ways that they're doing that. So if you're not already plugged into that group, reach out to one of us. We'd love to plug you in. And always, reach out to us with questions. We really are just here to serve and to help. We want everyone to feel as great as we do. So with that, we will say good night. This has been recorded, so if you want to share this link with anyone else, again, just let us know and we can get you the link for that. All right, thank you. Take care. Bye.